is Dorcas Cheschilly. I'm a Dene Navajo. My clan name is Betne, and I would like to share a little bit about my story. When I was born, my native family couldn't have me, and they left me on a doorstep, and somebody found me and took me to a Catholic convent. And then from there I was raised until I was 4, and then after 4 I was put into a placement program, and the first one that they were mean to me, so they took me out of that home, and then they placed me into another home which was called the Carpenters, and I was with the Carpenters since then. And after being with them, when I grew up, I noticed a lot of the white people and the white family, and I was kind of concerned about me because I was brown, and I didn't understand how come I was the only brown one, and everybody was white. And so I asked my dad why was I brown, and he told me that I was lucky because he said that all the other people, they have little brown dots, and on them those are called freckles, and he says, but you're really lucky because you're one big brown freckle. So I thought that was pretty neat, so I felt a little bit better. But as time went on, I kept wondering how come I didn't have a native family, and why was my family older, and these questions kept coming up to me, and I kept feeling a little lost. I didn't understand, and so with all that loss and hurt, I couldn't understand what I had done so wrong as a child that my native family didn't want me. And so I turned to drinking, and so in turning into drinking, alcohol has practically ruined my life, took over, but I still did some work, got an education, but it still kept haunting me, and to the point where I am now 53 years old. But during all that time, I kept drinking, and I came up here to Washington to run away from everybody and everything because I was tired of being tired. And I was out in the woods in Spanaway, and I was trying to kill myself to a point where I hung myself, and the limb broke. I tried it again. The rope came undone, and again I tried, and it just didn't work. And I fell on the ground, and I just started to cry, and I was just crying, saying, I can't even do this right. I don't understand why am I here? What is my meaning, my purpose? Nobody loves me. I don't even love myself anymore. And I couldn't understand all this, and I was crying, and then all of a sudden I heard this voice, and this voice said, have you ever acknowledged me? And I had to think, who am I supposed to be acknowledging? I had no clue. And so then I heard the voice said again, are you thankful? And I had to think, what am I supposed to be thankful for? My life has been torment. My life has been horrible. I'm an alcoholic. There's nothing to be thankful for. And so a few minutes later, there's some people come by my camp where I was at, and they said, hey Rece, there's a place called The Crossing, and you can go over there and get a shower, get cleaned up, and they'll give you some food, and you can get some clean clothes. And I said, that would be really good. So then I said, okay, I'll try this. But they said, but Rece, one thing, they're going to pray for you. And I'm thinking, well, it's just going to hurt me. And they kind of looked around saying, well, we're here, I guess not. So I went there. The next morning I got up and I took off and I went, and it was called the Crossing Church. And they let me come in, and they said, well, you have to sign this piece of paper, and then we'll pray for you, and then you can get in and get a shower. And I said, okay. So as we went into the room, they started praying for me, and then they stopped, and then they said, I believe we have to ask you a question. Would you like to receive Jesus, God? And I said, well, who is this God you want me to receive? And they were telling me a little bit, and I said, well, will this God cure my alcohol? Will this God take away all this hate and anger in me? And will it show me love? And they said, yeah. And I'm thinking, and they said, it will. And I said, okay, I'm going to try it. So I'm going to say yes. So I said yes. And as soon as I said yes, my life changed. Papa has called me around the world, and I've already been around the world once ministering to the native people. And I feel that NAIM is the same calling, because their vision is to send native people to the world in all nations, and God has called me that. And so I feel like I need to be a part of that. And I'm just so grateful for what Papa has done with me just in the short of time, and how it's like it says in Isaiah 60, where he is now arising and awakening the Native people to come forth and to stand and to be proud of who they are. And so I want the Native people to receive that hope and that challenge that God loves them so much. And I just love what he is doing with the Native people.
Dave and I have been a part of North America Indigenous Ministries for the past 25 years, and one of the greatest delights that we've ever had in our 25 years has been watching Rece and the growth that we have seen in her in the past 2.5 years since she became a follower of Jesus. And we are excited that she has decided she wants to join NAIM. And one of NAIM's requirements is that their staff, their missionaries, do a summer ministry program. So Rece will be going out during June, July, and August and extending her stay even into September, ministering among the First Nations people in Saskatchewan. And that costs money. And we just want to give our stamp of approval, let you know that investing in Rece is a good investment.
NAIM's mission statement is serving with First Nations to reach all nations. And through the years, both with NAIM and with ourselves, we've seen that Native people just do a much better job of reaching other Native people. The other Native people of the world know what's happened over here, some of the horrible things with boarding schools and things. So they're much more ready to listen to them when they talk about Jesus' forgiveness, and they're willing to forgive others. And so we have watched Rece. We've taken her to churches, non-Native churches, to speak, and she's had incredible impact there, where churches have come and said this is the best presentation we've had in the history of our church. We've had her share in Native churches where Native people have lined up after she shared, after she preached, to ask for prayer and healing and forgiveness. And so wherever we have taken her, God has used her in incredible ways, and we can't wait to get her out on the field doing this full time.
Dave mentioned how effective Rece is in the churches, both Native and white. She also has incredible ministry in the prisons and with the homeless people. They just, they identify with her because she's been where they've been. She offers hope through Jesus Christ. If you want to support Rece, on the bottom of the screen is the name of our organization, NAIM Ministries, with the address and also her project number to include on the memo line of your check. We'd love to have you be a part of this incredible woman's life. Thank you.